By now you've gotten your cheat sheet with the 8 ingredients that make up every fly rod on the planet. Let's go through them all, and then when I'm done, I'm going to show you some stuff that'll blow your mind. First, there's the action of a fly rod. What that means is where a fly rod bends. Is it a tip action or fast action or slow action? Number 2, it's the power of a fly rod. That's real simple. How much does it bend? A 2-weight bends a lot, a 10-weight doesn't bend very much. The third factor is the cosmetics of a rod. Is it beautiful? What's the color of the wood and all that stuff? The fourth factor is the components on a fly rod. What's the size of the rings or the guides? What's the material in the insert? Is it an aluminum reel seat? What are the threads like? The shape of a handle? The next thing is the weight of a fly rod. So you just weigh the rod, and then also the center of gravity. Where is that weight distributed in a fly rod? The next factor is the strength of a fly rod. Just how much will this rod lift before it breaks? The next factor is the warranty on a fly rod, and that's real simple. What happens when you're taken care of? And then the last factor is the cost of a fly rod. So, no matter how much you spend, whether it's $100 or $1,000, the key ingredients in a fly rod that really make the most difference is the action of the rod and the power of a rod. Let's talk about those more. So let's look at what a fly rod actually does for you. I'm going to grab my practice rod here. These things are awesome, by the way. You can do everything you can do with a regular fly rod in your living room. So fly rods do 2 things. They are a lever, like an extension of your arm. What that means is for me to make a fly cast with my arm, I got to throw really hard. I can make it happen, but if I lengthen my arm like a longer lever, then I can generate more speed up there. So a fly rod is a lever. The second thing a fly rod is it's a spring. When I come forward and I accelerate and load the rod, when I get to the end of the cast and I stop, boink, all that load comes back as free miles per hour or free speed. And a friend of mine, Bill Smith, down in Southern California, did a video study. It's never been published. But in the study, he made a 40-foot cast, normal rod, average guy, normal situation. And of the speed of the cast, 29% of that speed, boink, came from the spring in the rod. So, when you get the right action and power in the rod that matches your casting style, body style, and what you're trying to achieve out on the water, you might get 30 or 40 or 50% of your speed from the spring in the rod. That's free distance. The thing that's important is to know and to match your body type and casting style with the action and power in the rod. So typically somebody with a very aggressive casting stroke would do better. They'll get more from the rod if they use a rod that's a stiffer rod with a slightly faster action. Somebody that's longer and smoother as a casting stroke, they'll benefit from a rod that's a little slower action and maybe a little softer. So just because your buddy likes a certain rod, it doesn't mean you need to cast that rod. That's the beauty of this sport. When you dial the right action and power of a rod to your stroke, you will be more efficient, you'll make better casts, you'll be less tired, and the rod will do more of the work for you.